In today's video, we're gonna be installing some levers on the Ninja ZX6R. Hey. All right, so in this video, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get rid of these OEM long standard levers to some Womet-Tech Shorty levers. I had some Shorty levers, some ASVs on the Ninja 650R, and I actually liked the feel of the Shorty levers, so I decided to go with these red and black Womet-Tech Shorty levers. Link in the description below of this video if you plan or would like to get some of these for your bike, your Ninja ZX6R. This install should be very, very simple. Let's just look at what's in the package real quick. All right, so when you order this set, comes in a pretty basic box. You open the box up, it obviously comes with 2 stickers, and I don't know why they always send the stickers with their stuff. Not just Womet-Tech, but any company. Oh wow, this is pretty light. It has 6 different levels. Minimum is the shortest, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then maximum is the highest. Oh man, and it's very indented, like you can really tell you're locking into each section. This is the clutch side, obviously. The reason why I say obviously is because there's no brake sensor on this side. And then this is the brake side. Man, these things feel light. I like how this feels. You're supposed to actually lift this. And then turn this part, and it makes it easier. But because I'm using one hand, it's kind of hard. This is the brake side because there is none. Oh, there's the brake sensor. You just turn that. And this is for the brake light. A little gold thing is for the brake light. And this is the brake side because there's no line for the clutch. Oh man, these are very light. So I gotta figure out how to get these off. I'll just shave those down. Just say Womet-Tech. All right, so let's put these onto the bike. Man, we're going from all black to black and red. So to take this side off, you're gonna need a 10 millimeter, and that 10 millimeter goes right here. This is already loose because I loosened it with my 10 millimeter. And then once you take this 10 millimeter nuts off, you're gonna use a flathead screwdriver, and you're gonna take this top one off. So I'm gonna grab my flathead really quick, and I'm gonna unscrew this top one. And then that screw should just slide straight up and out. And then that lever should just wanna fall out. So let me just do that real quick. So instead of grabbing the lever with my whole hand, I'm just gonna be grabbing it with 2 fingers. Just like that, this part comes out. Put it in your tool rack, tool safe, if you have one. And then this should just slide out like that. And then that hole that I was telling you about, that gold piece, goes inside of that hole. The pin goes inside of that hole that you see right there. And the gold one has a hole like that as well. So let me show you where that hole or that pin goes. So that pin right there goes inside of that hole. So if you look at the standard lever and the new Shorty lever, there's a big difference. And also there's a weight savings because this feels heavier towards the top end versus this feels more balanced throughout the whole thing. That pin I was referring to goes inside of this hole. So let me show you how it's supposed to look when you put it on the bike. Okay, so when you're putting this on the bike, you want to make sure that that pin goes inside of that hole because that's the brake switch. And once you get it inside of that brake switch, you're just gonna line this hole up right here. Make sure it's all the way through. And then you just line this back up. Should fall all the way down, which is not doing right now. I need 2 hands. So this one goes all the way to the end, and then this one cuts halfway. Great, 2-finger brake pull, 2-finger clutch pull. It's gonna feel amazing on the bike. So let me finish this, let me put this all back together. All right, so for the clutch side though, it's a little bit different, mainly because you need to get access to this cable that's inside of here. So what I normally do is I just loosened up one side, which is this upside of the clutch cable. I don't touch this bottom at all. I just touch this top one. And then now I have a little bit of room to adjust. But I know how to adjust the clutch cable if I need to. So basically, now that I have this loose, you're gonna go over to the top. Basically what you do is you put the flathead inside of that groove and then you just pull in the direction to where it's gonna loosen it. I do the same thing to tighten them down. Not everybody do it the way I do it. I don't, you know, it's your bike, your life, but that's the way I do it. And so what you wanna do now is you want this part to line up with this line because the clutch cable is inside of here. So if you can line all of this up, it's gonna come right out. So let me just see if I can line it up real quick. Like that, you pull this out. Line, there we go. And then now that you got this part of it off, you have to turn this down and then the clutch cable will fall right out, just like that. And then here's the clutch cable. Now to take this part off, all you have to do, make sure you don't break this sensor. Now my main focus is to get this 8mm bolt off, and then this clutch lever will just come right out of the bike. So let me just do that real quick. All right, so to make this easier, you guys are like, you don't have to take all that off just to show you, or just to change out that part. I know you don't, but I just want you to understand what I'm trying to refer to when I'm pointing to it. And this, because this nut is black, it's kind of hard to see. So I just said, you know what, let me just take it off so I can show you better. This is the nut you need to take off to get the lever out. This one is designed to stay in place because it has the rivet that holds that nut in place. And then this one is the one you're gonna take off, and then this whole bolt will pop right out, and then this lever will then slide out. But you need to focus on getting this off. And if I'm not mistaken, this is a 10mm. Let me grab one real quick and I'll show you what I mean. Man, once you get it to this point, I don't know if I'm able to do this, but I don't know if you can see it's turning off. But the thing is, here, let me show you. If this turns, it's not gonna come off. So I need to keep pressure to where this is stuck inside of there and turning this off at the same time. All right, so now that I got that nut off, just turn it to the side, pull that bolt all the way out without dropping the lever, like that. So this is the clutch lever, and let me grab the new Shorty lever and put it on the bike. What is all this oil, man? What the hell? All right, guys, so a lot of time has just passed because somehow I dropped this black nut inside the bike and I couldn't find it. But the one thing that I want to show you that's very, very, very important is this little white pin. So when you put this on, you just need to make sure that this covers it like that when the clutch is disengaged or engaged. It has to be like this. It can't be underneath like that. It'll break that pin and then you're out of gas. So you need to make sure when you tighten it down that it's up like this, okay? Don't forget to take that copper pin from the old lever and put it on the new lever. All right, now I'm gonna put it back on the bike and then I'll show you guys that it works. So for me, this is the most important part, but a lot of people kind of skip over this whenever they do a video when they're doing levers. I don't know why, but they do. So at this part, what I usually do is I put the selector right in the middle, and like as you can see, there's a lot of clutch play. So what you want to do is you want to minimize that clutch play. So on this side of the bike, where this side, you want to put it where it was before. And right now is where it was before, and I have it tightened down. So let's go back over to the top lever part. And this is where you want to focus the rest of your attention to make sure this is where it's supposed to be. So I'm going to loosen this out to where it catches on to the cable, clutch cable, just enough. All right. So now that's too tight. There's actually no play in the cable. And then if you just tap on it, the lever moves, and it shouldn't move at all. So I know I have this too tight. So what you want to do is pull out a little bit and then go in just a tad bit, not too much, to where, nope, that's still too tight. So I'm going to go in a little bit more. Usually you're supposed to keep this loose. Just a little bit more, and then there we go. So now I know I got a little bit of play. Let me back out just a taste, just a hair, because it should be a small amount of play. Like that is enough. So now I know that even though I let go the clutch all the way, it's not engaged because there's some play, like a little bit of play. You don't want it to be to where it's a lot of play on the clutch lever, but you want it to be just a hair. Play with the cable, make sure it's snagged right in the inside of here. You don't want this part of the cable to be in there wrong. You want it to be actually up against the back of this part. And right now it is, and I'm gonna tap the clutch lever just to make sure that there is some play. If there is absolutely no play, that means that this right here is disengaged and you can burn your clutch like that. So make sure when you're doing this part that you're paying attention to the play in the clutch lever. Just like it says in the owner's manual, you want to follow those directions. So then you tighten down this outer bolt, and then what I do is I turn it all the way. I grab a flathead screwdriver, I put it inside of here, inside of this slit, and I turn it more. But as you can see, I have no more turning radius, so I get an even smaller one, and I turn it inside, but I need a shorter version of this. All right, so now that I got my even shorter one, I put it inside of here, and I just turn it all the way till it can't turn no more. And now that I know that that's nice and snug, I don't adjust these at all until I'm writing, and then I make the adjustments. But the easiest way to do this is you always, I notice people just click these without lifting this. You're supposed to lift this, and it makes it easier to turn this. I'll be seeing people do this. I'm like, God damn, dog, you don't know how to use your adjusters on your levers? You lift it up and then you turn it. It makes it a lot easier to turn. So I'm gonna leave them in the middle on both sides, so that way when I'm riding, I can make the adjustments on the streets. So yeah, and that's how you install levers on a 2020 Ninja ZX6R. I want to thank you guys for watching this install. I know it's kind of boring, but it's some very powerful information in this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope that you have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful day.